What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. My name is Zach Brinker with alphaenergymethod.com, and today's video I want to talk about something that I've been hiding from people for a couple years now. I've been talking about other things on my social media. If you haven't followed me already, it's Zachary.Brinker for my Instagram. Zachary Brinker is my Facebook. Those are the main ones I'm usually on, primarily on Facebook. But I've shared glimpses of my story in the past, but 2 years ago was like a very terrifying, scary moment in my life that I wanted to share with you guys today. And it was 2 years ago. I gained 15 pounds. I suffered from a huge, it was like a terrible bout of low energy, and I had severe anxiety attack, and I was like in the darkest spot in my life. You know, at this time, I was working a ridiculous amount of hours, and at this point in time, I was working at I can't really disclose the name, but it was a very huge, well-known vending corporation, you know, here in the area that has multiple, locations all over the United States, and they're actually owned by their corporation. Actually, is United Kingdom. I was working so much that when I moved here to Lexington, to Kentucky, I had no friends. I had no new acquaintances. Like I was like, not that I was afraid. It was just more so I was working so much. And when I first moved here, I was working multiple jobs to like really just kind of get by and get afloat. And I was in a relationship at the time, and like I was frustrated that I had no time for like literally, like fucking anything. Like I didn't have any time. I was feeling depressed. I hated getting up. I was literally drinking all the time on the weekends. Now, I'm not saying when I say drinking all the time on the weekends, like I'm not saying like to the point I was getting drunk. It never got that far, but I was always drinking. And like for a long period of time before the relationship, I never was really much of a drinker, like here and there. But I went through a bout of that, like where like I experiment, how you know how it is when you're younger, like you go through experimentation phases. And so I went through a phase in my life where I didn't have no desire to drink. My health at this point had gone completely downhill. Like I was literally eating burritos, and I can still recite this to this day because every now and then I go down there, but there's literally like not even a block from my house, like maybe 2 blocks, there's a taco stand. And every day I'd go there and get freaking burritos and pizza. Like I order off of the DoorDash app. Like that's what technology is, such an amazing thing. Order DoorDash. I had to get pizza all the time. And all the fixings, anything you can think of, like any other like dessert, crazy thing you can think of, I was consuming like all the time, every night. You know, I was binging all the time. And it got to the point where like I felt fucking sick. Like I'd eat so much that I felt sick. I had so much digestive issues, and there would be even times when I'd throw up. I'd be throwing up, and I felt so much pressure from just work and life, and like that one day I was embarrassed with myself, and like I got up that day and I looked at myself in the mirror. Like I was like looking myself in the mirror, and I had my shirt off. I was like, I was fucking embarrassed. Like I was fucking embarrassed. Like I was so like in shock and awe and astonished, and like I didn't know what the fuck was going on with myself, why I let myself go that way. But then like 10 minutes later, literally 10 minutes later, I was writing up a program for a then client of mine. Like he's not a current client anymore, but at the time he was a client. And when I felt like, when I looked like a sack of shit, and I felt like it made me feel like a fraud. It made me feel like a fraud. And then a few months later, this was during COVID, I started to see the truth. I started to see the truth like really come forward to me, like in so many different areas, so many different angles. You know, it was coming fast, and I decided to leave that company. I decided to say fuck it, and I left. You know, partially had to do with the timing, COVID, getting a 70% pay cut. That was just more motivation to say fuck them. After I left, I learned that I learned more about systems. I learned more about, what was missing in my life and my work. I started learning like a wildfire of knowledge. I started learning so much that it was like a game to me. It was like a game to me to learn, about systems, about organic marketing and organic content and coaching, like even more. Like I've had 12 years experience in health, but there's so much more I could always learn. And I was that guy who just opened myself up like a sponge. And I was able to learn about how to utilize the right community. Because of this, I was able to focus more on scaling my own business. Is it where I want to be? No, absolutely not. I have huge goals. I have huge aspirations. But I've been able to create some of the best relationships in my life. I've been able to deepen a lot of connections with like my best friend, with like certain people in my life. And I've been able to, bring out, that depression state, like that depression state I was in, that anxiety, that filled me every day, those doubts that were in my head, that shit has dissipated. And I told it to fuck off. And like, I've been able to live a better life in the best mental, like in a new area of my life. It's like I feel like I don't have chains on anymore. I feel like I'm not, captive, and my mind is free. And because of that, I'm 15 pounds lighter. I have way more energy back when I was like feeling amazing. I have more energy to do so much more things in less time. I'm so much more productive. And I have more friends. I can connect with people easily now, and have more fun than ever before. Like I can go outside today, like or yesterday or any day of the week, and I can literally engage with anybody I see on the street, in the store, and I love it because that's where I seek enjoyment. I love doing these kind of things, and this is where I get the pleasure and the love for what I do, the fulfillment. So even though like to like really kind of like give you guys like an understanding, like, despite all the things I went through, like even though that this was like an extremely like a dark time for me in my life, I know that it wasn't like exactly what I needed to learn. I know that it was what I needed exactly. I know this was something that I had to go through. I had to experience. And this is something that, I've heard on and off from wiser people, my dad even. You have to walk, you have to go, you have to like go through life your way. You can't go through life someone else's way. You have to go through life and you have to be, open to those things that happen. And you have to be able to do these things and pivot when you have to, and adjust so you can become the best person you're meant to be in this life. So I could become the best person that I was meant to be in this life. Because at the end of the day, it's always going to be you versus you. It's always going to be you versus you. So it doesn't matter what anyone thinks, what anyone says, what anyone, whispers in your ear. It's always you versus you. And it doesn't matter regardless of the other circumstances. It doesn't matter if you're fucking broke as fuck. It doesn't matter if you are a millionaire. It doesn't matter. If something happens, it's you versus you. If something happens, you control that. You control the outcome. You control your destiny. No one else does. If you feel miserable in your current job right now, why are you trading how you feel just for a temporary to temporarily feel relieved? That doesn't make sense. And so this is something I experienced living my life for years. It's like I'm trading my time and I'm trading my energy for someone that was never appreciative of it. They didn't give a shit. And a lot of people talk this, and a lot of people talk about, all these things, and they talk about how life should be, and they talk about, what you should do. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's like what you want to do. It's like what I want to do is going to be different than what you want to do. And if you never want to do something that benefits you in the long term, then by all means, that's you. But at the end of the day, it's always you versus you. So with that said, guys, I hope you all have an amazing day. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching this little video. Really just opening up and talking about my story a little bit about this experience that happened 2 years ago. So if you found this, if you found something from this video that kind of helped you out in any way, like share it below in a comment. You can send me a message on Facebook, Zachary Brinker. You can email me at zacharybrinker@alphaenergymethod.com. If you want to get in touch with me in any way, it's fine by me. My ultimate goal is to, help a million people, help a million sales pros to really change their life, change their health. So I hope this helps at least one person. So if you're watching this and this helps you, that's awesome. Go ahead and do me a favor and just subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and hit the like button. That just lets me know that you acknowledge and this was helpful for you. Either way. So I hope you guys all have an amazing day, amazing Tuesday, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace out, guys.